Many foreigners who have come to China are fond of traveling. Besides big cities like Beijing and Shanghai, many of them prefer to explore places that can be counted as scenic spots, such as the rural areas. Some have even settled down there.
The topic of today's video is very interesting. What is the unique charm of Chinese rural areas in foreigners' eyes?
What stories have taken place while they are communicating with those villagers?
I played basketball with them, but the villagers, they were so good. I got slaughtered by them.
From those foreigners' intuitive feelings, what changes have taken place in Chinese rural areas?
Let's find out on the street.
Why do we choose the form of the street interview? By interviewing foreigners who
Can't
have
see
visited
any
various
foreigners.
rural areas around China, we can extract their experience and form a very interesting countryside guidebook. On the other hand, some foreigners have been in China for a long time, while others have been here short. Through all their descriptions, you can find out the changes in Chinese rural areas over the years.
When I went back 2 years ago to the same villages, everyone was like on time with the city.
So have you ever been to like a village in China before?
Yeah, I've been to like Xiangshuihu, Changbaishan, Yunnan, and Shanxi.
贵州、汕尾、
浙江、大理。
江西。
黄山、香格里拉、丽江、南薰。
As you can see, so many foreigners been to Chinese villages. So have you had like any interesting experience while traveling in the villages in China?
I saw people like while they were working, they were singing. So I felt like they were very connected to the nature.
Every time when I've been to a village, the people are there very exciting. Ask us for taking photos with them. They're like sitting like this, sweating and eating some food outside in the street.
The food was amazing. I remember in particular there was this like fried tangyuan. Yeah, that was delicious. Like the best dessert ever.
Yeah, the local food is all homemade and they grow it themselves.
All taste really fresh and unique.
Oh, the signs were beautiful. There was this lake that they call sea. The clouds there were very beautiful, looking like smoke.
We can conclude that mostly they were impressed by the hospitality and how welcoming the villagers are. They were really impressed by the food and also they really enjoyed the views there. Did the villagers like mention anything about how their city or countryside changed over the years?
The government has done really great. There is an increase in agriculture every year. You can say the high-speed trains and also the buses, the local transport between villages and villages was really improved.
They are using the drones for the pesticides.
So even villagers using drones now.
Yeah.
That's amazing because I don't even know how to fly a drone.
Everything would be very technological. Everyone was like connected through WeChat. You could book their houses and you could pay with WeChat.
The most obvious one is the 5G and multimedia involvement. You can always see a lot of live streams, what they call 带货. They sell a lot of spicy stuff. It goes from fish, meat, or just even the spices itself.
From what I've heard, most of them left during the 90s, and many of them actually came back to reinvest in the village.
So in this interview, we can conclude 3 points that impressed our foreign friends the most. First is that average income in Chinese villages has increased. Second, more and more young people are willing to go back to their villages to work. And third, the infrastructure in the villages has changed a lot and the people living there can receive a higher education. So these are the really impressive things that changed in Chinese villages over the years.
Finally, I got in touch with an American named Lyndon, who has lived in rural Yunnan, China for 10 years as the owner of Homestay. Why did he choose to stay in the countryside and how does he think rural China has changed? I'd like to conclude today's video with our communication.
Hey Lyndon, how are you doing?
Good, it's good to see you, thanks.
As a foreigner who lived like in the countryside in China for so many years, tell us what's the like greatest charm of Chinese rural area?
I think the greatest charm that, at least what I perceive here, is there's such a connection both with the ancestors, with the holidays, with the local environment. It's just such a joy.
Where have you been like after you moved from US to China and why did you decide to settle in Yunnan?
I traveled to almost 110 countries. After all these travels, I have decided that really rural China, it's the most attractive destination, most attractive place. One of the most attractive aspects of Yunnan is its Baorongxing. How do you say that in English? Just how warm they are. They make you feel like you're part of the family.
Sounds like a really good place to live.
It is a great place.
What caused you to stay in China and like live in these rural areas?
The changes in rural China are just miraculous. And what I wanted to do was somehow be in those changes. I wanted to be a part of them.
How did Chinese rural area change?
If I had to say one word, it would be hope, H-O-P-E. Many of my friends have aspirations for their children that they too will be able to go to university, or they will experience the outside world and come back with knowledge to help the rural areas. The villagers in Xizhou, they call me the Cunzhang, Li Cunzhang, because they feel that in some way I'm not there just to take from the village, but I'm there as well to share with the village. And this was done through many different ways. One was through, obviously, employment. One was through education. We provide a lot of guidance to the local community in terms of business guidance. We wanted the villagers to feel that we were in some way, one family.
Thank you very much for your sharing. I even want to try to come to Yunnan and see how it's really like there.
You have to come visit.